everyone. So we're going to be doing the reactivity lab. What we have is we have calcium, magnesium, and aluminum. We're going to be putting those in water. Some of them will bubble, some will bubble more than others. And then we're also going to use phenolphthalein, which is an indicator solution that tells you when the reaction is happening. In fancy chemistry terms, it's actually telling you when a base is being produced. So when these metals react, they actually produce something that's basic, not super important. Basically, the more pink it turns, this will turn pink if the reaction is happening faster and more. So what I'm going to do first is I have 60 mils of water. I just estimated that at around 60 mils in a beaker. I am going to add 4 drops of my phenolphthalein into there. Okay. I'm going to give it a little stir. Okay. Now I want to have 3 test tubes here. I'm going to turn these around for you. Okay. I'm going to pour about 1/3 of it into each test tube. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the metals inside and see how it reacts. The one thing I want to look at bubbling, and I also want to look at the color change that we see. All right. So I'm going to grab a piece of aluminum here. That's going to be our first test tube right here on the left-hand side. Then I'm going to grab a little piece of magnesium here. So, okay. That'll be our second test tube here. And then I'm going to grab a piece of calcium. What we can see pretty instantly when we put the calcium in, right now, we can see that test tube is turning pink and it is very vigorously bubbling at the top. So the entire test tube is turning a very dark pink, right? And there is some very intense bubbling happening at the top of the test tube there. So that would be the calcium. What we'll see for the magnesium, there's a little bit of bubbling. You'll notice at the bottom here, it's turning a little pink. So you can kind of see, I'll bring it a little closer to the camera. It's turning a little pink. There's a little bit of bubbling happening, not too much, but it is turning a dark pink at the bottom. And then we can see the aluminum pretty much has nothing going on, right? So nothing's really happening with that strip of aluminum. So our calcium here definitely had the most vigorous reaction, turned the entire test tube dark pink, and had the most vigorous bubbling. Our magnesium had a little bit of a reaction, right? So there's a little bit of bubbling happening where the magnesium is, and there's a little bit of pink at the bottom. And then the aluminum, no pink at all, no bubbling whatsoever. And that's it.